spot right now, pull my big one on these hoes, damn. I'm not acrobatic, I'm not flipping on my bros, no. All my shit be factual, I cannot get it stolen. Real talking stick, I catch a bitch before I catch a cold.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Zone 6 podcast. We're back again. Today we're talking about the NBA. You know, the season started a couple weeks ago. We initially recorded a prediction video, but you know, a lot has changed since then, so we thought we'd run it back. So I want to start at the top, really, Contenders, because if you ask me, you know, I think the team of the season so far has been the Celtics. But if you ask me who's winning,
We just beat them, bro.
Yeah, I think
The
that's the team.
Sixers,
it's not by one.
I personally think the Sixers are the team of the season.
The Sixers have definitely been the
you
team
can
of
argue
season
because
so
it's
far.
based on expectation. Losing James Harden and getting better is kind of crazy. And that
because they're number one in the in the East.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they lost James Harden and got better. Like Kelly Oubre on a vet minimum is dropping 20 a game pretty much. Maxey has taken that leap. You predicted him to be an all-star, so we'll see how it ages. I still feel like the Nuggets are just the team to beat till further notice. Like there's nothing to suggest. We talked about it before. Like their growth has been sustainable. They've proved it throughout last season. Even when Murray and MPJ were injured, Jokic was able to keep them afloat and keep them as a playoff team. And the one season they had healthy, they won it all. So like there's nothing to suggest. Obviously, Bruce Brown was a loss, but I don't think it's enough of a loss to affect their championship status. So I think if you ask me today, the Nuggets repeat. But what do you guys think?
I think that's a safe take. I honestly do, because I feel like when you trying to win something, bro, it's just like the whole system. Like, and I just feel like everybody has too much like going on in terms of just like maybe next season. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bucks is the first, go around. Maybe next season the Suns. Maybe next season the Lakers. Like, not the Lakers, but the Celtics. But the only team that I think, right now, if you ask me, like, if I was to put my money on, the finals would be the Celtics and the Nuggets. But I don't want that to happen. So this whole podcast, I'm gonna explain why that's not going to happen. safe bet. I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? That's what.
The thing about the Celtics is, I get why you would pick the Celtics, but I just don't trust them. Like, if I could trust Embiid, I'll definitely go with the 76ers going to the finals, just because after the James Harden trade, like their depth is really, really, really good. Like,
put the Sixers above Boston and Milwaukee like straight away,
bro. If I trusted Embiid, for sure, because I think Embiid, like, the thing is, Embiid is way better than Jason Tatum. Like, Jason Tatum is a good player, but I don't trust him to be the best player on a winning team. Jokic will eat Tatum alive, like, for sure. Embiid or maybe Giannis are the only two people that I actually think can beat Jokic. I would have gone with my guys in LA, but those guys have been shit this season, so I don't really know.
I'm not gonna lie. I see the way you look at that's. I don't think that's a crazy take what he said at all, bro. I really don't.
It's not
like it's not crazy. I'm gonna tell you why, because first off, like, my thing is, before I talk about the other teams, like why they wouldn't win, I'm gonna talk about the Sixers, bro. It's the first off, the coach, right? Nick Nurse is a great coach. We know what he could do. I seen a quote from Embiid this night. He talked about how they have no egos. Everybody's bought in on what they're trying to do, and I feel like, like, when we look at Tyrese Maxey, this is somebody who has zero expectation. He's not supposed to be this. He's not supposed to be that. Tyrese Maxey, man, he's from Texas. I've been watching him since high school, since college, when in Kentucky. It's somebody who plays with pace, right? So obviously he has, like, he can make some, young mistakes, whatever. But like him playing with James Harden, like, bro, Tyrese Maxey said he loves James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Playing with James Harden, he has the drive, the youth, everything, you know what I'm saying? And you play with Embiid, bro, like, for whatever they want to say about Embiid, he's still going to give you 35 and 12 on a calm night. You know what I'm saying? And you add what you just said, like, you said it yourself, Kelly Oubre, vet minimum 20 points per game. You got Tobias Harris, who giving you, like, what, 17, 18. They're getting bored. I just like everything they got going on. The Celtics, which I said in the other video, I said it last season. The only problem with the Celtics is they have the ability to always self-destruct. Like nobody else is gonna beat the Celtics but the Boston Celtics. I'm telling you right now, Jason Tatum, bro, if he plays his best, Jaylen Brown plays his best, they're gonna beat every single team that ever come. But the problem is, for the past 4 or 5 years, it would never happen. The Celtics just played the 76ers. Jaylen Brown had what, like 5 points? Come on. Come
Bro
on,
had
bro.
5 points.
Bro, he had
Jason
5
Tatum had 16.
bro, and it's like and it's like we know Jason Tatum's averaging probably like maybe 28, 27, Jaylen Brown like 23, 24. Those are all-star, whatever. But look at the games, and like that's when we need you. And it's like, yo, why you know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the podcast, and this is gonna be my final take for the Celtics, so we can keep this moving. I watched the podcast this summer, and it was Joe Mazzulla. He went on the JJ Redick podcast, and he said, "Yo, our team's identity is only shooting threes. We want to, put all the shots up, right?" But you see, it's a difference between playing in the regular season and playing in the playoffs. I feel like a coach in the playoffs, you got to know how to make adjustments, right? So you have a team identity, like you want to shoot threes, you want to put up a lot of threes. If you see that, Jason, like, and I'm talking about the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7. Jason Tatum is injured, right? Jaylen Brown, fuck the team ID, attack the basket, get free throws, get fouls, all of that shit. No, you still want to put the things that make no sense at all. And I feel like that thing they had, mentality they had last year is still this, bro. Yesterday, it was 7 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know if y'all watched the ending of that game, right? The Sixers and the Celtics. I'm gonna ask you a question. Who do you think took the last shot with 3 seconds left?
Porzingis, bro hit the 3.
Shot. Hit for 3. So it's like, bro, like you know that something is not right. If JT is not like back to what he said, well, I agree with his point. I think Jason Tatum's a great player, But when he said no, I'm like, bro, anybody, and we can talk about that later. Last shot, bro. You Jason Tatum, bro. Give me the fucking ball. Like, fuck the play that you drew up. Make this shit so I get the ball. I don't give a fuck. Like Porzingis, bro. I know he had this shit going the whole game, but bro, I don't think that mindset from the coach, his youth to the players, their youth, all of that. I don't think that shit is. I don't think they're ready yet.
I feel like they'll never be ready if they're not ready this year.
Yep.
And maybe they will never be ready. Like sometimes teams can just be competitive for years and not win it all. It happens. Because after this year, their salary situation is finished. Because Jaylen Brown just got $330 million for 5 years, which means Tatum's
getting $350.
Exactly. So after that's $700 million almost between two players. I don't know what the salary cap is, but they're not going to have much more because Porzingis is on a healthy contract, Drew Holiday's on a healthy contract, and they're going to extend Horford. Like Peyton Pritchard's been chipping. Like I don't know what they do after this season. So like for the first time in Tatum and Brown's career, there's actually a lot of pressure now because before they were a young team. Like Tatum's made the playoffs every season since he's been a rookie and made the conference finals every R1. That's been the standard, but at the end of the day, they're not champions. They've been to the finals once. All these conference finals appearances, it's like finishing second in football. It doesn't mean that much. Cool, you were there, but who cares at the end of the day?
Who cares, facts.
So I understand. I mean, we've had this discourse. I want to sort of segue to another big contender in the Phoenix Suns because we loosely had this discourse about how this season Devin Booker is going to prove that he's one of them guys and he's arguably better than Jason Tatum.
But he can't play because he's always hurt.
That's the only thing. Tatum is always available. That's one thing I'll give Tatum. He is always available, whereas Book battles injuries. Defensively, obviously, Tatum is 6'8", so naturally, he's a bigger defender. His wingspan is crazy. Book is quite engaged in the defensive end as well. Book's footwork, though, I mean, it's watching Book is sometimes it's a spiritual experience. Like,
yes,
like it's actually like it's
Bro, the Suns are a very, very good team, but like nobody's guarding Jokic, nobody's guarding AD. Like there's nothing that team can do without having an interior defense, bro.
Nah, I say this right now. But for the Suns and the Clippers, it's too early. The Clippers. No, actually, let me start with the Suns. the Suns right now, D-Book, Bill, KD haven't played one game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they 4-4, they haven't played one game together. And I feel like the basketball discourse is so nasty because if y'all remember, obviously, I don't remember either. The 2011 Miami Heat, when D Wade, Bron, Bosh, they started 9-8. Imagine that shit happen right now. We'd be like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, LeBron, like, you lost 8 games, but they got the next 4 finals. So I think we need to relax because when you playing with, give me a team like a team that's been together, like the Celtics or, Timberwolves, like you get in the season, you had training camp, all of that, you get it together, but you're playing with Bradley Beal, averaged 30 in this league. Devin Booker, KD, like you playing with 3 scorers. So how do you, as a scorer, like put your ego aside and like I need to know when to be a spot up shooter. And sometimes like the way basketball works is like it's like stay in the corner is like sometimes you're cold, like literally cold.
Yeah.
Like y'all know how we all play sports like. Before we play any sports, what we do, we warm up. We run around. So if you stay in the corner while so that's the same thing with the Clippers. Like you got Tyloo, and I feel like that's why I'm not giving up on the Clippers just yet. What I mean by giving up, I don't mean to win a championship. I just mean to not be ass. You know what I'm saying? But if it was not real shit, like if it was a coach that would do this, it would be like the 2 teams we're talking about right now. 2 of the things that we need from them, I feel like they have the perfect coach. You talked about this Phoenix Suns defense. We got Frank Vogel, defensive coach. Nurkic yesterday, they played the Bulls. He had like 20 and 14. I'm not saying that we need his offense, like you talking about his defense, but I just feel like, we talked about the Brooklyn Nets not having defense. Everybody talks about, oh, look, it failed, whatever. If you really think about it, it didn't really fail. They would have beaten the brakes off the Bucks. They were beaten. I think they beat the Bucks by a NBA record of like 50 something points.
Harden's hamstring went, but Kyrie and KD was more than enough. They were, as you said, beating the brakes off the Bucks. But then once Kyrie went down to KD, that was arguably the best 3-game stretch of his career, but it wasn't enough.
But the thing is, wait, I have a question though. Based on everything that you have seen, Devin Booker and Jamal Murray in the playoffs are basically the same player. Like they cancel, bro, chill. They cancel. I think they cancel, bro. Jokic better than KD.
Murray is an all-time great playoff elevator. I'll give him that much. But Book was dropping 40 for fun. Like that was
what was Jamal Murray doing for fun as well?
See, it's a lot easier when you have a Jokic and
he had a KD.
It's not the same. Like, promise you, it's not.
Why is it not the same?
The facilitating,
space. That's a crazy take, but it's really not. Think about it. That's not a crazy take. To say that Book cancels out Jamal Murray, Jamal Murray cancels out Book, that's not a crazy take. I'm gonna tell you why, because you saying he has Jokic, like he's still gonna have Jokic today and tomorrow and next year. You know what I'm saying? So if Book could give you 35, I think Jamal Murray could give you 35 too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Even if
swap them. Give
But that isn't what's going on. See, I am not saying that Murray is better than Book.
You know what I'm saying?
The playoffs, they will cancel out each other. And Jokic is just that good.
That's down to, but again, that's down to obviously the teams built around them. So I guess it's then a debate of how well can Frank Vogel construct a team and an offense that
Now, I'm not gonna lie though. The thing about the Nuggets, which I'm never really too sold about them, is y'all gotta realize, like, before they won the playoff, the playoffs, Jokic has never not been a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when they got swept, the gentleman swept the Warriors the year before, like, he still put up his numbers, right? I remember when, Portland played the Nuggets, like maybe like I don't know if y'all know series I'm talking about, when Dame had 55.
2019 second round.
Exactly. Yeah. Jokic had like 41. When they got to the Western Conference Finals, they lost to the Lakers. I feel like Jokic, right, is in a system, right? He is the system. Like Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. Okay, let me chill on Jamal Murray. Let me give him his respect. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, the rest of them. I think those players could be neutralized. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a coach, I'm not worried about guarding Jokic because he could get his 35. I don't want him to get 35, 10, and 12. You know what I'm saying? He could get 35, 4 and 3, 2 and 6, whatever. But when he starts getting 15 assists, it means Michael Porter Jr. has 15 points. Jamal Murray has 25. Aaron Gordon has a huge 20-point game while playing lockdown D on KD. So that's my issue with, you know what I'm saying? And I think coaching and Jokic, that's why, as I said, to start, it's a safe bet. You pick the Nuggets. It's a safe bet. But if they don't win, I'm not going to be surprised because those other elements could easily self-destruct because Michael Porter Jr. is not starting this league. Aaron Gordon is not starting this league.
Sorry to cut you off. MPJ didn't have a good finals last year. Like MPJ averaged 9 points he averaged like 30-something% from the field. So we've already seen them win a chip with him being below average. Obviously, it's against the Miami Heat. I'll be damned if they lose to the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I'm about to say he had a good playoffs. He didn't have a good finals. And you gotta realize, like, when he wasn't having them good games, they was taking the some of the games weren't. You know what I'm saying? They were close until the end.
Neck and neck games.
You know what I'm saying? Neck and
neck. It was always games can be close, and yet you very much know who's in control, if that makes sense. And I feel like the Nuggets have this sense of versatility because Aaron Gordon, you always talk about it, how people like Gordon, Wiggins, like people that were number one options on really bad teams should go to bigger teams and be key contributors. Aaron Gordon dropped 20 twice in that series. Like when it was needed, when the mismatch was there, he was able to step up. Defensively, he guarded LeBron, KD, and Jimmy in back-to-back series. Like their team is pretty much complete. KCP is a sniper. I mean, he's been working with lethal shooter for years. Like you can see KCP, you can't leave him wide open. Christian Braun is only growing. I just feel like when you look at everything in its entirety, they just have the least doubts, which is why, as you said, it's a safe pick. I don't even know who's second. I feel like I generally don't know who's second to them.
I want to ask OJ a question. I think it's a healthy Suns because I'm about to ask OJ a question. The Suns and the Nuggets played last year. What was the series?
It was the Nuggets in 6.
In 6, right? So that's 4-2.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you this question: did the Suns get better than they was last season?
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so what is better than 4-2? Maybe 4-3. Maybe if it's not 4-3, it means the Suns win. So that's why I think the Suns, because I feel like what we watched a Book and a KD alone played like 10 games together, take 2 games off this perfect Nuggets team that we talked about. So now you have Book and KD and Bradley Beal, who hopefully play 45 plus games, plus Kogi locked in on defense. Nurkic is the worst player on defense, but I tell you something, DeAndre Ayton wasn't shit either. On offense, Nurkic could pass. We talked about what's the name of the center on the Rockets?
Şengün.
Şengün. We talk about him, Sabonis, Vooch. We talk about all these European bigs. One thing they give you is passing. Once you have a passing big, it opens up the offense. I'm not saying like Nurkic is baby Jokic, but
his passing is actually very good.
Really, and that's the same all of them, right? Now, I think with him, it opens up the offense because it gives KD, more, opportunity to operate. And one thing I noticed from KD this season, which it was a podcast, it was not a podcast, it was a space last year after the playoffs. KD joined it. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah.
And the huge conversation, which I was like, yo, we have to have this conversation, is rim pressure, right? What does rim pressure mean? And they basically accused KD of, not really attacking the rim as much as he did in his younger days. And one thing I noticed this season, which, KD is that, what's the word? It's like he's gonna literally listen to that and think about it.
KD's, I don't want to say he's insecure because he's a grown man and we don't know him.
Yeah, but I think
KD listens more than the average NBA superstar with the noise.
And I think he really Yes, sir. And I noticed that too. And that's my problem with Wemby, which we could talk about later. When you that tall, I don't care if you shoot the ball like KD. Sometimes just go and bang it on somebody. Just go and get a foul. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I think I've seen an improvement with KD engagement on defense a little bit more, offense too. You and I say that they got better. So I feel like if you're looking for a number two to the Nuggets, man, I don't know what y'all think. Who you think is second?
I think the weird thing is I feel like the Nuggets. I talked about it on my TikTok. They have this ability to give you a 9 out of 10 every single day. And that's what the Lakers couldn't match in the playoffs last year. That's why they got swept. Whereas the Suns, KD and Book were able to give you that 40. They were able to give you that 10 out of 10. But it's obviously you can't. Can you give a 10 out of 10 4 times in a series is the problem. So between injuries, I think the Lakers, Clippers, and Suns are the 3 teams that can dethrone the Nuggets. But when you look at injuries and like synergy of the teams, because they're all new teams, all of them are new teams that are playing together for the first time versus a team that's been together for years, essentially in terms of their core. So you back the team that's been together for longer. Like the Lakers should be better than what they are right now. I don't know what their record is. LeBron is still the best player of the Lakers, which is a problem. AD is still.
They shouldn't. I said this for the past 5 years, but we could bet $1,000, bro. The Lakers are not close to that. They not, bro. The only reason why the Lakers got to the conference finals because they beat the Warriors because of size. You know what I'm saying? Like any team with size is gonna beat the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Especially a weaker Warriors team when Clay is not, as a
Kings have size. I mean, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Morris, Sabonis, they have enough size.
The thing about it, bro, we
talking about
like, bro. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro. The Lakers are not, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, right? I was watching this podcast. Anthony Davis, everybody wants him to be more consistent, bro. Gilbert Arenas said he is very consistent because he is consistently telling us that he's gonna play one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game.
That is consistency, actually.
Bro, that's never ever gonna be the number one option on the championship team. LeBron James, like, bro, anytime I see LeBron give me 35 or 40, I look at it, I'm like, everybody's like, he's the GOAT, King James. I just know for a fact that in the playoffs, that all these extra minutes that he's playing right now, they're gonna show up and take a toll on his body. Like
last season, you could say that the Lakers had a top 4 team. After the trade deadline, the Lakers were the best team in the league. They won the most games in the league, and they've only gone and gotten better this offseason. I think they made the right moves, they made the right acquisitions, they brought the right guys back. It's just a question of how good can AD be? Because again, they can match up with anyone in the league. Like the thing that you said about Golden State is Golden State can't face a big team. I don't think the Suns can really face a big team. The Nuggets can probably face anyone, but I just like that the Lakers can play any type of ball, and I feel like that type of advantage really comes out in the playoffs when it's a 7-game series. It's this team against this team, but I just don't think, as you said, LeBron will have enough gas in the tank come playoffs. So I don't really think I would go with them.
I feel like this new Lakers fan base is actually so I think there are 3 delusional fan bases in this world, right? Manchester United, the Cowboys, and the Lakers, right? So the Lakers, I think the problem with the Lakers fans is like Gabe Vincent, he's not that good. Austin Reeves is not that good. If you need 15 points from Austin Reeves, he's gonna give you 15 points. If you need 27 points from Austin Reeves, you know how many points he's gonna give you? 15. I'm gonna tell you this right now, right? You don't look at somebody's performance in the playoffs and expect them to, and you expect them to like that. That's how they're gonna play in the next season. I'm gonna tell you this right now. When the Heat, D Wade, Bosh, LeBron, it's a name that people don't really talk about. Mario Chalmers, really good, hit really big shots. You see, they didn't come the next season and think like, yo, like Mario Chalmers is about to take this next step. You think about the Golden State Warriors, you had KD, Steph, Klay Thompson, Draymond. It's a name you don't really hear about. Sean Livingston. They didn't come the next year and say, yo, Sean Livingston is about to beat this, da 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 da. You think about the Lakers with Powell and Kobe Bryant. It's a name people don't really talk about. Derek Fisher. These are all players that hit really big shots in the playoffs. Lonnie Walker hit, bro, that Golden State series, he turned up. I didn't hear nobody say, oh, Lonnie Walker, he's a good piece. He should give us around 10, 15. No, that's not how that works. Like, you have players like when KD was going against the Bucks, that series that he lost and he played and he had 49. You think KD just had 49 and they almost beat him? Jeff Green had 27 points. When they played the Sun, the Clippers last year when PG got hurt, it was only Kawhi. Kawhi got hurt. The Suns had KD. You know who was hooping for the Suns along with KD and D-Book? Landry Shamet. He would give you a lot of points. So I'm saying that
players that like are at the end of their careers. I look at Austin Reeves, and you can probably think of like Jalen Brunson, like when he was there with Luka Doncic, and we saw bits of Jalen Brunson here and there.
No. That's a bad take. Jalen Brunson was the best player on the Knicks last year. He was giving you 30, 35.
For sure.
Austin Reeves is not giving you 30, 35 in the series, bro. He's not doing that. Come on, bro. He's not.
He probably won't give you in a series. I don't need him to give me 30, 35. I'm just saying I need, 15, 20. And I think that's completely doable. But the problem with the Lakers is they just can't stay fit. Like, everyone's always getting injured.
But I feel like the Lakers is the only team where they blame the role players, though.
No. Everyone say that because everyone blames Anthony Davis day in, day out. AD has no pass. AD has all the blame.
What I'm saying is that, like, when I blame LeBron, they're like, he's 38. That's why I don't back him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I blame AD, they're like, oh, I don't back him because of that. Like, you give me the reasons why they shouldn't be in this conversation at all, bro. Like,
I didn't say they'll win. I said they'll have a good playoff run. I don't think. The
Rockets just beat them yesterday, bro. That was LeBron had like 20. Bro, come on, man. Cowboys, Lakers, Manchester United. Pick the order, bro. I'm done with this conversation, bro.